or the electronic of Flipside. Just the one player that if he decides to win a game, it's going to happen. He is, of course, the first CT pressured in the pistol round. He falls off of Highway already and starts to double back towards B site. And that's exactly where Inviqtus decide to charge. But Calyx gets team flashed, so he's going to have to just crouch inside the headshot. Major, he's able to peek out. Great nades coming out of the CTs as they've blinded everyone towards site. And they've got the 3v2. Engine to the top side, tries to duel off, and that's, of course, Speezy, who sits towards B main. He's the last man standing, but he's gotten himself the first kill in what would be a 1v3. 2 frags already in the round. He's spotted as Major drops in, but Major draws out, and now it's on Paz to clutch. The 1v1 duel, he's pinned in the corner, and Paz is going to take him.
That was a great hold from Major there in the site, delaying long enough, allowing the rotations to come in. Getting himself 3 kills in the process, gets taken down. Paz in that 1v1, able to clutch it out. Space Soldiers on the board, first round. And now, with Inviqtus, they're going to opt to full armor buy. We see Star Killer as well. That means going to the first gun round if they do not get a bomb down. No op on the field for Inviqtus.
It was dangerous to me in that pistol round, of course, to watch the first flashbang come in from heaven and blind the 2 B main players, or B site players. But the second flashbang from Space Soldiers, that one was on point. Stopped the entirety of Inviqtus in their tracks, but it's going to take a bit more of a flashbang than to stop this push, I'd say. Seeing as, of course, it is Deagles and P250s. The 2 smokes as well. They could definitely just get into the bomb site. And the CTs aren't necessarily playing a retake because Xanteras is still pushed close. And he's got teammates right by his side. But him throwing out his smoke grenade is going to delay things slightly, especially as he then Molotovs the door. And that's where Paz finds the opening kill. They trickle forward, Paz takes 3, and while Major's down, it's a 4 versus 2 that should certainly go the way of SS. They've rotated their entire team upwards, they've got full bomb control, and you know Xanteras wants to hunt.
And hunt he does and gets his kill. Interesting choice from Inviqtus. They force not only the Molotov squeaky door, but the smoke A main. Space Soldiers waiting for that setup on the close smoke. You see Xanteras with that UMP by forklift. Pretty easy cleanup for Space Soldiers, who had to just shoot at terrorists running through smokes here. Inviqtus on that full eco now. Doesn't look like an op is going to be hitting their field into the first gun round.
The round that all teams dread. Barely any investment. Space Soldiers, well, they know they're in full control. So quick charge into A main, scatters what was an attempted split, but the bomb's not been spotted just yet. So with Geohype hiding in the corner here, he could take the head of Calyx, but Calyx is clearing corners, offsets the aim with a nice little jump peek, and makes sure to minimize their losses, because Speezy with a P250 and no bomb to play off of, it's a matter of time before he's dead.
It looks like he's about to go down right now. There it is. Good eco rounds coming out from Space Soldiers these last 2 rounds, keeping 4 and then 5 people alive. That money on their side is looking pretty nice here. On the Inviqtus side, no op like I was talking about. Calyx, what will he be able to exploit here out of the Inviqtus's lack of an op right now? It looks like he is going to go towards B, but nobody's looking to get aggressive there.
It's Inviqtus going back into the exact same setup that they used in the second round when they had those Deagles and P250s. A little bit less of an A main presence as we do see Chio Cardo come in late. And of course, with him coming in late, that's allowed for the boost onto Shroud. So Major's up in the corner. They're going to go for mid-control first. This mid-control and a split from Highway could actually cost the ban boosted. So Xanteras needs to hold on, and oh, does he ever!
Wow.
3 frags as Major comes in with 1, and that's going to leave it into the 3v1 with the terrorist not yet on site. But he's got the bomb, and Xanteras takes the fight. The headshot to follow suit, and the 4th round on the board already.
What a nuts round from Xanteras. Great strat from Inviqtus. Throwing the smokes over onto A, then boosting up, going for that mid control and splitting up Highway. However, Xanteras, by that white box, shutting down that strat single-handedly. Great round from him. And that's what we expect out of a player of his caliber, no?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? There's days where Xantares doesn't perform to this like next level of play, and we still watch Space Soldiers win. It's not like they need him. There's talent across this lineup.
100%.
But when he does have these kinds of moments, and when he does continue this current form for an entire match, you don't even have a chance in hell. So even his weakest performance can still be enough to win a game. And I mean, here he comes again, just drops Speezy straight out of his peak from Squeaky. And that was a one-man push into the A site. Obviously, with just pistols, they don't have much. But here comes Engine with another frag. So an easy cleanup, surely.
Yeah, now Xantares spots all three of them. He's going to play passive, gets involved with his teammate, and it's an easy cleanup.
One after another, they continue to fall. Very little damage done. Only Engine was in question that round. And it's wild to think that, outside of the pistol round, we've only had 3 CT deaths over the course of 4 rounds. Mind you, okay, sure, one of those is a full gun round. But even then, it just goes to show that the money for Space Soldiers is being allowed to grow. The success of Invictus has been minimal at best, and that's going to put them in a very tough spot to at least crack open this defense. But we do see what could be the clash of the Oppers, Calyx and Destroyer, posted up towards B main.
So close to getting that timing. He waited long enough and almost got good patience from Calyx. What's going to happen with Xantares in the vent, though?
SLS is priming smokes. Frag grenade goes out. Engine provides cover in the form of a kill. And that's at least already a man advantage. But they are smoked out, so the bomb site belongs to Invictus, at least for the time being. Except for the fact that Xantares still sits behind the boxes. That's huge. If he swings wide right now, he should easily take Speezy, because Speezy's not even looking. So that's the first frag. The T's already start to fumble as Paz drops in vent. Heath finds another, and that's only 2. Make it none, because Invictus have been cleared out in a matter of seconds with not a single kill.
Xantares did a great job. They had Xantares cam on the entire time. When they executed the strat that Invictus ran was to smoke off the checkers entrance and the far back checkers by that box that Xantares was hiding behind. So when Xantares came out the vent, I was expecting him to maybe look for, the frag highlight reel since he's been playing that kind of style so far in the half. Instead, he says, you know what, I'm going to hide behind the checkers box. Let's wait this out. They probably don't expect me to be here. And you see him really open up the round from, just behind the box, getting 1 kill because it throws all of Invictus off. They weren't expecting that. People have to adjust. Paz gets involved. Another kill going Space Soldiers' way, and a great retake out of the Turkish side.
Space Soldiers, obviously, they won the entirety of the last season, right? They go to the Mountain Dew League Land Finals in California, and they straight up win. They overtook Flipside in the grand finals, so Europeans just dominated the event. And that was really, impressive straight alone. They've actually started to a bit of a rockier season. They have a loss versus Flipside online, which is, that's fair. That's another good team in this division. They have a loss versus Fragsters, but it was 16-14. Uncharacteristic, but at least very close. And then their one win is actually a complete stomp, like 16-7 victory. So this is now where we're going to watch Space Soldiers, I think, even out into the season. It's crazy to think that Invictus actually have a better record than them right now. I don't think that's going to be the same after this matchup. I definitely see Space Soldiers topping the division again. Just look how easily they're dispatching of this team.
Yeah, Space Soldiers is generally playing, international tournaments. At least every month we see them at a big tournament, multiple leagues. So eventually it's going to take its toll somewhere, right? Your players do need to rest. Your players do need to relax at some point, because that's a lot of CS you're playing, a lot of traveling you're doing. So you can kind of see that with the start of their season here. However, once they do come together, and get that rest, that R&R out of the way, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't just blow through the rest of the season like they did last.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see them performing in the minor. The fact that, we have to watch them drop out of the Starladder Shanghai Invitational. That was going to be 150.
Was that a visa issue?
No, that was a clash of dates. So the EU minor.
Okay. Good to hear, though.
The EU minor in Romania is the exact same days as that Starladder LAN would have been.
God.
So their only competition at that event, I'd argue, would have been Gambit who have also now been replaced by Virtus Pro. So I think if Space Soldiers go to that LAN event, they're looking at a grand finals, to be frank. And now they're going to have to go perform in the minor, where they sometimes struggle. But I have faith in them. I think they're looking great as of late. They're coming off of a LAN victory. And just look at this, over and over. Calculated aggression, another kill, as everything goes their way, except for the fact that GeoHype's gotten himself a frag. There's the cleanup. And it's wild to think, Evan, this is the closest round we've seen as of yet.
Space Soldiers is completely dominating. They've found pace. They haven't let up on it. They're continuing with that aggressive pop flash teamwork play. And Inviqtus can't find an answer to it, and they need to at this point, because 16K on Paz, 12K on 2 members, the lowest person at 9K. Space Soldiers is primed to finish out this half strong.
Push 2 players up close towards mid main. Okay. Is going to keep an eye on it, and he does find Engine. So there's a man advantage, right? Here is a round where Inviqtus have something to work with. They've got the man advantage. They've got a weakened day, but Paz is not weak. No, sir. 3 frags for him, and now down to the 3 versus 1. It's going to have to be a big clutch as the bomb is on site, and the 2 last CTs need to rotate over, but he's got no clue where they're at. So he goes for the safe plant, which is fair. But where does he go from here? He's got full utility, or at least the flash and molly. And it's Space Soldiers coming in from behind. He's completely wrong here. But at least he's gotten himself an afterplant to play.
And he's got the Molotov. So if he does get to the truck, he can throw the molly for the post plant and delay the CTs even more. But they have smokes on them, so they're just going to put it out. He goes down. Great awareness by Calix. Teammate saying, yo, he's not in sight. Where else could he be? Well, let's check truck.
So Paz has now taken his first death after what was a fantastic 3K on that
death, really?
Yeah, I was going to say there was 2 dreams alive. There's the 16-0 and the no deaths on Paz. But Paz now has a death. He has 15 frags to go with it, so that's fair. And he just held himself in a 1 versus 3 on Squeaky. So great stuff nonetheless. But the only dream that remains is the 16-0, Evan. They've got the op on Calix. AK's back for Inviqtus. Do they crack this defense? If ever. Rounds have been getting closer. That's the difference.
They've been getting closer, but could that be just Space Soldiers, getting a little bit too comfortable? Going for those extra kills, trying to, now stat pad that they've got firm control at 9-0. That's where it could get scary, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of those moments where it's like they've been playing aggressive and just dominating based on individual skill. So when you have 9-0, hasn't gone wrong yet, why not keep going? And after being bodied for 10 rounds, Inviqtus is just going to, completely slow down, wait for these pushes. They know what's coming. In the first 5 rounds, you have no clue. But now you realize we're being out-aimed, we're being aggressed. Let's play patient. Just like that, catching Paz standing around the corner of the boxes. There's the opening the T-side need. They're going to charge in with a man advantage again, but right through smoke. And Xantera is cleared after 1, but Major's inside. And the bomb can't get by. God. But Hype, he doesn't call it. And there they go. Takes the man off highway. Major finally found. And Calix now needs the clutch in a 1 versus 3.
Nice shot.
Wild round. Calix still with 2 targets to take. Frag grenade goes out. That's going to be a softening blow. No. The boxes take the blunt of it. So now the sidearming Calix. He's going to charge in. He fires off, and it's over. A round to the board for Inviqtus.
Oh, then you know how the back wall on the site? The back wall on the site has little ledges that poke out of it. The Nate clipped off one of the ledges and came back towards them. Oh, you hate to see it, right?
I just feel bad about the fact that I brought up 16-0, and that's the round they lose.
Well, Inviqtus finally took it really slow, methodical, made Space Soldiers not only burn nades, but overextend, and that's how they got the first kill. So if they can do some more of that and really hold back Space Soldiers' aggression, well, we could see the 9-6.
Or we see an immediate reset, money broken for the terrorists, and a complete flood of rounds going back to the CTs. So this is a big one. Crucial outcome.
Major's about to peek here in a second. And GIN's about to... There you go.
Sees that it's clear despite there being a man towards the white truck. Flashes his way away. It's the aggressive push from Xanteras now that could catch SLS off guard. And there we have it. 5v4. Never have Inviqtus won a round with a man advantage the other way. But they've equalized already.
Yeah, that's good because Easy didn't take too much damage now. If you have to go for the health, you're going to give it to the Inviqtus side. But look at that aggression. Paz, right back to A main. Hey guys, it's clear. Do whatever you got to do. Rotate to B right now. So we have Calyx ready with his op.
And 3 terrorists pushing in already. Looking to split the site as Calyx takes the first major. Coming into support, but the op is on point. And there we go again. An immediate reset.
Every player from Paz to Calyx to Xantaras across the CT side is throwing down right now. And unfortunately for Inviqtus, they cannot find a frag. Most of the entry kills, with the exception of a few that have come through smokes or overextensions, Space Soldiers, when they get into the one-on-one duels, they're winning. And at the end of the day, you need to win the one-on-ones to even get somewhere in the game itself. So Inviqtus struggling to do that puts them in a hard-pressed place to really mount any rounds here against Space Soldiers.
No
and
more
money
utility.
Reset too, right? Like you were saying.
Got nothing to work with, and still just sheer aggression. I think that a perfect example of how aggressive you can play CT side on Cash would have been the most recent game of FaZe versus Astralis at the E-League Premier Grand Finals. When we watch FaZe come back from what was a 12-3 half, it was just complete aggression on CT side, like over-aggression at some points. And I was speaking to Launders about this, and kind of how, you know, we've watched meta shift happen on multiple maps ever since the removal of Dust 2. You know, a lot of people will say Cash is the new Dust 2, or people will say Mirage is the new Dust 2.
Yeah.
CT aggression has become the standard of Cash, hands down, unarguably so. And I think that Space Soldiers are doing a great job of it. Calyx is going to get tested big time with all these players coming in, so that makes sense for him to die, but it's still the 3v4.
Make it positive. Nope. Right away, flashed it. And there it is. Yeah, no, I was playing the other day, and I couldn't help but notice, like, I had an aggressive play for every single spot, regardless of the time in the round. And it was really fun to play in because, like, I started realizing that, hey, you have advantage in any almost every aggressive play you do on this map. And it's actually ridiculously insane as a counter-terrorist to be in that situation, to pop flash A main, which Space Soldiers looks like they're actually about to do as Paz lines up for one. So here we go. You're about to see the pop flash into the aggressive A main again. There you go. Xanteras is in. They can't dodge that flash, and now he's able to hold down a huge spot of the map so easily. One flashbang.
Yeah, and because Inviqtus are making multiplayer plays, like boosting 2 guys over and those kinds of things, they're unable to set up across the map straight out of the round. And because we're watching Space Soldiers just throw aggression in one portion or the other, the majority of these rounds, they find themselves with either map control or a lot of information. And this is one of those moments where, sure, okay, Inviqtus punished the A main push, but look at Major. He's still up here. He's just controlling this position and hoping that Inviqtus come reeling back towards the A site, thinking that it's been weakened, thinking that they've dealt with this aggression. In reality, they haven't.
And now Paz has another flashbang on top of that. So if Major hears anything, he's going to ask Paz to flash again. Pop flash goes in. Some more kills go in the way of Space Soldier.
Oh, they might not even check this. He's going to let them cross Major with a lot of frags. Oh. No! A lot of opportunity, but a missed opportunity. Still damage dealt with Paz coming in, taking down the 2 that he tagged, and now it's all on the leftovers. Inviqtus down the man advantage. That could have been huge. I jumped the gun. I thought he had it. But in this case, the kills still trickle in. Space Soldiers go uncontested.
That was a great flash from NGI in there. Rotating in, flashing in for by the red box behind the forklift. So Paz is still able to frag out in his area. Great hold from Space Soldiers, and once again, that aggression, that non-stop aggression, Inviqtus has no answer for it. Let's see where they go again this round, because 100% they are going to. And he walks through middle. Major walks through middle. Oh no. Yeah, he's going. He's going.
Completely flashed. Just geo hype. Major clears the corner, but not the right one. Seeing as he walks right by, still able to get behind the T's over towards B main, and he comes back regardless. 2K from Major. Scout of Speezy spotted. Engine's gonna burn him off as the terrorists have to reel back here. And this is just Space Soldiers again with sheer aggression, working out time and time again.
He's in their spawn. It's only 15 seconds pretty much into the round. He's playing with them.
I feel bad.
It's like, hey guys, I'm one of you guys. Just spawn back here. Yeah, I'm in team mid. You guys just got set up for default. I'm coming around useless to you.
And he still creeps over towards the outside of B main. Starkiller would have to spend the rest of the round clearing every single corner if he thinks he's going to find him.
And Space Soldiers would be up 5 people as well. One thing they did in that round that actually, well, one thing they did that got them killed as Major picks up the last kill on Starkiller, great round out of Major there, was that when Major did his aggro through the mid, he picked up 2 kills, and at the same time on the other side of the map, Zenteris is like, I want some more kills too. So he gets pop flashed in, he goes in through the A main, almost gets the kill. That round could have been shut down, but that's pretty much the kill that Inviqtus got. Was just Space Soldiers once again overextending, you know, reaching for frags. So like I said, those one-on-one duels that Space Soldiers really like go into wanting, they're winning. When they're overextending and they're really like forcing things, that's when Inviqtus gets their kills, and that's not really too convincing in terms of winning rounds or, you know, pulling off frags if it's the player really like giving it to you. You know what I mean? Or don't know what I mean, okay?
I do. I get you, Evan. I was letting it sink in. I was also taken aback by the fact that there's 5 decoys in play. I was looking at grenades thinking, oh, utility, but no, never mind. It's full Kevlar. I guess the decoys got me.
There's so many CTs on the field. They got their coach in there with them?
Of course, USPs as well, right? So, oh, Engine's decoy hits Xanteras in the back of the head.
They're going to come out. They're going to do a highway split. Paz might open up the door early just to draw a little bit of attention. But Space Soldiers should be splitting up highway here in a second.
You do see that movement from Starkiller inside Z. Of course, Speezy's going to get caught, blindsided, as he does deal damage back versus Paz, but Paz still takes him down. Engine with an X, and it's being back and forth so far in this pistol. It's safe to say they need to win it. That
he absolutely wrecked.
You hate to see it. Starkiller, he's going to try to get some damage dealt. That's significant stuff as Paz sits to 17. But the CTs still sit outside the site. They need to push up here. Forklift. Going to be a decent position to play off of, but SLS gets himself the headshot. Paz with a trade frag. Now it's all down to the Starkiller. Can he be the key? No, absolutely not. Space Soldiers secure overtime with a pistol round.
Yep, and a 16-1 is looking like it's incoming here. Unfortunately for Inviqtus, Space Soldiers proving to be too much. Records in the league don't mean anything. I think we have a very one-sided game here, Connor. What do you say about that?
Yeah, one-sided, one round. It's about right.
It's not like you can say it was really unlucky. Like, Space Soldiers dominate.
Yeah, no, everything was perfect.
Dominate.
It was there was a lot of outplaying going on. I mean, there was 2 rounds where Inviqtus could have broken Space Soldiers a little earlier. There was the round where they get 2 kills inside a main and then nearly find the bomb site. And then, of course, there was that what was it? The round right before they actually win, where they get 3 frags and it's the 2-man retake. So very, very close moments in those 2 rounds alone. But outside of that, Space Soldiers, they look perfect. 2 kills
There.
already on the entry. Of course, the bomb site is stacked, but Starkiller can only get 1. SLS would need one hell of a clutch.
Good game.
And it's done.
It's all over. It's all over.
I mean, that's... What can
not
you
really.
say?
I mean, there's
What
not
can you
really
say?
much to say, right? Space Soldiers, I said,